It has been billed as rugby league's latest, greatest falling out. So 32 days after brushing his former Melbourne, Queensland and Kangaroos teammate Cameron Smith in the middle of Adelaide Oval, Cooper Cronk was asked if he was still friends with the future immortal. "Yeah, everything is fine," Cronk said on Tuesday. "Read into it as you will, and dissect it as much as you want, but from my point of view, everything is fine. What about Adelaide Oval? You can take it as you want. You might be right, you might be wrong, but as I stand here in front of you today, everything is all right," Cronk said. "I'm completely okay with you asking the question and you can assume away, but from my position, everything is fine," Cronk added. "I think Smith has had a positive impact on the Storm. As he always has, he's been playing the game longer than most and he's been playing consistently at a really high level longer than most. I don't think anything will change moving forward. He's a competitor, and in his position is the best the game has seen. The thing with Melbourne is they're super consistent. They've got elite players across the board, and a coaching staff who prepares them within an inch of their lives every time. When you put all those things together you'll get a consistent football team. The Roosters and Storm are favourites to square off in the grand final, a contest that would be a compelling narrative with Cronk taking on Smith and his former team." When Fairfax media put that scenario to Cronk, he politely smiled and said, "That's the craziest question. I've had 5 weeks out from the finals in my entire career because about 2 months ago nobody was mentioning it. There are still 5 weeks to go and a lot of football to be played." Smith was reportedly upset when Cronk dragged out his future most of last season, only to declare he would join genuine premiership threats the Roosters on a 2-year deal. There were reports the pair barely spoke during the World Cup. Smith did not attend Cronk's wedding. Then came the Adelaide incident. While Cronk made it clear there was no beef from his end, it was impossible to ignore how much he was prepared to rap another Queensland and Kangaroos colleague, Jonathan Thurston, who he will play against one final time at Allianz Stadium on Saturday night. "Jono and I go way back. I have a lot of love and respect and admiration for the guy," Cronk said. "He's played a big part in my career, and one day when I'm old and grey, I'm already old and grey, I can look back and be fond of my achievements, and he's played big part in that. One thing I can say, he'll get all the raps in the world in terms of his career and performances and everything he has achieved. I'll take a different approach and say he's inspired the next generation of rugby league players. There are 20,000, maybe 30,000 young kids across Queensland and NSW who want to be like Jonathan Thurston, probably wearing his headgear he's handed out or a kicking tee he's given out to the crowd. In 5, 10, 20 years' time when we see Queensland and NSW playing, I'll dare say one of the kids wanted to be like Jonathan Thurston." Cronk described talk of Thurston playing on 1 year too long as rubbish. Sydney Morning Herald promoted stories recommended by